Welcome to Merrimack Valley Gourmet. I'm Lindsay Paris.
And I'm Bethany Sullivan.
And as you know, grilling season is here. We've got Father's Day coming up, graduation parties, 4th of July, and we have a great grilling menu tonight that Bethany and Simply Elegant have prepared for us.
Great, thank you, Lindsay. Tonight we're going to make some marinated lamb skewers. We're going to serve them over a rice pilaf with a cucumber mint sauce on top, and then I'm going to finish it with some grilled vegetables. The first component that we're going to do is the marinade for the lamb. You're going to want to do this 24 hours in advance, or up to 8 hours if you like to give it some time to get going. So I'm going to start with that. So we're going to start with the marinade for the lamb. First, we'll have 2 cups of yogurt. Followed by a 1/4 cup of olive oil. Next, we're going to do about a teaspoon of lemon zest. There's really no need to measure that, just kind of give it a couple good scrapes on that. Next, we're going to do a 1/4 cup of lemon juice, 5 tablespoons of fresh rosemary leaves, a little bit of salt and pepper. I'm going to mix that up. And to that we are going to add our lamb. That all in there.
Does the lamb come cubed, Bethany, or do you have to do it yourself?
Sometimes you can find it cubed, ready to go for skewers, and sometimes you're going to have to cut it up yourself.
Okay.
About a 1.5 inches cut on the lamb.
Okay.
So we'll take this and we're going to stick this in the fridge for about 24 hours, 8 to 24 hours to give it a good marinade on the lamb. So the next component we're going to do is a cucumber mint sauce. This is going to go on top of our lamb. This is another one good to do a little bit in advance, that way you get it in the fridge to chill for a little while before you serve it.
So this is something that you serve alongside the lamb?
Right, we're gonna drizzle it right on top.
Okay.
It's really nice. It'll be cold, the lamb will be warm, and it'll be a really nice contrast. Nice. So for the cucumber mint sauce, we're going to start with a cup of yogurt. A 1/2 cup of sour cream. 1 cup of peeled and seeded and then diced cucumber. 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. 1 tablespoon of diced red onion. Tablespoon of parsley. 4 tablespoons of chopped mint. And some salt and pepper.
All those things sound like stuff that would go really good with a hot grilled lamb.
Yes.
All these cool kind of ingredients.
Mint, yogurt, these are always paired with lamb. The kind of red onion, you'll see a lot of those together. They really complement each other. So there you go. That we're going to also want to stick in the fridge just for a little while to get it nice and chilled. So now we're going to make the rice pilaf that we're going to serve with our lamb kebabs. I am going to start by adding 2 tablespoons of butter and a couple tablespoons of oil to the pan. So I've got the butter melted and the oil in the pan is starting to bubble a little. Lindsay's going to hand me the orzo, which is the next ingredient. It's a 1/2 cup of orzo. I'm going to let that toast up in the pan for just a moment. Well, it just starts getting brown.
You probably do that over a high heat so it gets
It's about a medium to medium high, depending. The gas stove is going to be a lot hotter than the electric, so the electric I'd go high. It's starting to bubble up. Looks really nice. Once you start to see it getting some color, we're going to add the onions. You want to pass those on over? So that is 1 medium-sized onion, roughly chopped. You're gonna let that go until the onions get nice and soft and translucent. About 4 minutes. You can see the orzo's getting nice and brown.
So is it important to brown it before you start cooking it?
The rice, you can even too, if you don't feel like you get it brown enough as you like in the pan, you can always toast it in the oven for a few minutes to get the color.
Right.
But, you know, this is coming together nicely. Once the onions are nice and cooked and you started to get some good color on that orzo, we're gonna add the rice. This is 1 1/4 cup of long grain rice. And then the chicken stock. There we go. This is 2 cups of chicken stock. Give that a quick stir. At this point, we're going to put a little bit of seasoning, some salt and pepper, and a little bit of nutmeg.
Nutmeg, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's actually very commonly found in rice pilaf, that little nutmeg. Some people use cinnamon. All right, we're gonna take that and we're gonna cover it. I'm gonna pass me my lid and we're gonna let that simmer on low for about 15 minutes until all that liquid is incorporated. And now it's been 15 minutes, so now we are done. Our rice pilaf has been cooking, and then we're gonna put the last couple ingredients in there. So Lindsay, if you could pass me the spinach and first just the spinach. Yeah. This is a bunch, just about a bag of washed and lightly torn up spinach. Put that in there.
You put that right in there. You don't have to cook it first.
No, about as much of it that'll fit. And you might want to add a little bit more liquid at this point, just like a dab of chicken stock will help with it. And we're going to cover that up, and it's going to wilt pretty quickly. Give it about 2 to 3 minutes, and that's going to wilt down very quickly. So now the spinach has been in there for a couple minutes, about 3 minutes, and it's nice and wilted, and I can incorporate it into the rice. This is one of my favorite things to do, actually, to get a little bit of vegetables in my meal. I always love to add spinach to my rice.
And adds nice color to it.
Yeah.
Also. It's really pretty.
So this is all set for now. I'm going to turn off the heat and cover it, and when we are ready to put it on the plate with everything else, we'll put the last ingredient in. So now we're going to move on to the lamb skewers. I have my lamb here that has been marinating, and we have some cut up red onion that we're going to skewer along with it. So Lindsay,
Cool. Can't wait to
let's do it
try
together. So we'll start with an onion.
Follow
Just
your
be
lead.
careful that you don't stab
Okay.
yourself in the hand. All right, next we're going to do a piece of lamb.
So like 3 inches.
Sure, yeah,
like
give
that.
yourself enough room to hold on to it. Okay, next, there you go, piece of lamb. Another piece of onion. This part gets a little messy.
We love getting messy here
Yeah.
at Merrimack Valley Gourmet.
Another piece of lamb. One more onion. And the last piece of lamb. How you doing?
Good.
Excellent. All right, so there we go. I got a couple made up and ready to go.
Okay. Mine
All
doesn't
right.
look as nice as yours.
Oh, that's okay. It's beautiful. And then we're gonna head on over to the grill with these.
Okay.
So we've got the lamb skewers ready to go on the grill.
This would be really good outside too.
Yes.
It's a beautiful night on the patio, grilling some lamb skewers.
There we
Can't
go.
beat it.
And just be careful. You're gonna want to soak the skewers in water, obviously, if you're gonna put them on the grill. That way they don't light on fire because they are wooden. You can use metal skewers as well, but those get very, very hot. Now, right next to my lamb, I am going to put some nice grilled vegetables. I marinate these in just a little bit of olive oil and salt and pepper.
Kind of tricky with the slanted grill.
Yes, a little tricky. Better for you to see, a little more difficult for me to work.
So do the vegetables and the lamb cook at the same rate?
No, the vegetables will probably be done several
Right,
minutes
I think they'd
before
probably
the
be done
lamb.
Before that, right.
So you're going to want to turn the lamb 2 to 3 times over about 10 to 15 minutes to get a nice medium rare. And you'll want to turn your vegetables too to get some nice grill marks on both sides. So now we're ready to assemble our plate. I've got our rice pilaf. A little bit of that on the dish.
That smells great.
Yeah. And the last ingredient for the rice pilaf is going to be a little bit of crumbled feta. There we go. And then we're going to head on over to the grill. Take our grilled items off. Start with some of the veg. And then we'll top it off with some lamb. And there we go,
Oh,
Lindsay.
look at this. This is gorgeous. So can I top it off with some sauce?
Yep, and Lindsay's gonna top that lamb off with some of our cucumber mint sauce.
Bethany would probably do this much nicer than I do.
It looks great.
But, okay.
It's not a science.
Right.
Just get a little bit of sauce on the lamb. Beautiful.
Okay.
And there it is. Those are our lamb kebabs, topped with the cucumber mint sauce, served with some rice pilaf and grilled vegetables. So Lindsay, would you like to try it?
I'd love to. It looks fantastic. It's amazing.
Excellent. So we're going to be right back, and we're going to make our dessert that's going to go along with our great early summer dish. We're making a strawberry mascarpone tart.
Sounds good.
Great.
All right. We're back and we're grilling and chilling with Simply Elegant Catering, and Bethany has got a great dessert for us to finish up our meal.
Yep, okay, so we are going to start with some pizza dough. Now, some people wouldn't think of pizza dough with dessert. It's a real fun thing to, you can even grill it. I'm not going to grill it tonight, I'm just going to throw it in the oven, but it is something you could just throw on the grill too. Same idea. So I'm going to take the pizza dough, and instead of using flour for the pizza dough tonight, because we're making a dessert, we're going to use sugar. So I have a half a cup of sugar, and I put just a dash of salt in there.
That's interesting. I never would have thought of using pizza dough.
Yeah, it's nice.
Brilliant.
This same recipe, you know, you could really use a little bit of cake. You could use a biscuit. It's just a real fun, easy dessert. I used, you know, the pizza dough is something different too. So what we're going to do, we're going to get some sugar all over our dough. It's about 8 ounces of dough. Going to roll it out. You want it to be about 1/8 of an inch thick. If it doesn't get that thin, it's okay.
It's kind of tricky to roll out pizza dough in
Yeah,
my
it keeps
experience.
bouncing back.
It's kind of stretchy, but
Yeah. Try to get it as thin as you can.
and the sugar helps because it helps the rolling pin adhere.
Yeah. We can even do some pizza techniques on here.
You throw it up in the air.
Yep. I don't want it to hit the ground, so I won't throw it, but this is one of my favorite techniques for pizza. I just kind of stretch it out. All right. That's good. So we're going to take that dough. We're going to take a round cutter. You could even use the top of a glass, would probably
Okay.
work just fine too.
Is it like 2 inches, 3 inches?
Yeah, this is about 3 inches. Make some nice discs. All right, we're going to take those discs, Place them on a baking sheet. You can use parchment. I like to use the silicone mat. You can even take the ends and cook those too if you want to cut them into little pieces and throw them on there. They're fun to dip in your ice cream or anything like that.
Really good.
Maybe with some cinnamon sugar.
Yeah.
So we're going to take those and put them in the oven for about 10-15 minutes. Just get them just cooked through, lightly browned. And meanwhile, while that is in the oven, we're going to make a little a balsamic reduction to go on the top of our dessert. So I'm going to make a nice balsamic drizzle to go on top of our strawberry dish. We're going to take a 1/4 cup of balsamic vinegar.
I wouldn't think of putting balsamic vinegar with strawberries.
Reduced, it gets very sweet. It's delicious with the strawberries. We're going to move it right on over to the stove. We're going to put that on medium heat for about 4 minutes. You want it to still be swirling in the bowl, you know, not too hard. You can always add a little more balsamic vinegar if it looks like it has thickened up too much. Luckily, I have some done and ready to go, and that's what it's going to look like. So it's nice and drizzly. It actually kind of looks like chocolate sauce right now.
It looks just like chocolate syrup.
Yes, it does. So, and then the last component that we need to work with here is this is the mascarpone cheese. We're going to whip this up kind of like whipped cream. It is a very delicate, soft cheese. It's what they put in tiramisu. It is delicious. It doesn't really taste cheesy at all. It tastes more like a nice whipped cream with a little bit of texture to it.
Yeah. I also feel cannolis with it. It's really good.
We just want to incorporate some air into it. Should be plenty for what we're going to do. And then also we just have some strawberries that have been just diced up and a couple tablespoons of sugar on top. So now we are ready to assemble our dessert. This is the dough that has been baked off. You can see the sugar on top. So the first thing that's going to go on there is the cheese. Next, we're going to add the strawberries. And lastly, just a little bit of our balsamic drizzle. There you go.
That looks so beautiful.
And that is our strawberry mascarpone tart. Would you like to try it, Lindsay?
I'd love to. I have to try everything you make because it all looks so good. Wow. It's really good. And it's really unusual because it's like the vinegar and the cheese and the strawberries. It's excellent.
Great. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. So that wraps up another episode of Merrimack Valley Gourmet. It's our summertime grillin' and chillin', a menu that's perfect for Father's Day, Labor Day, or just a great night out on the patio. So thank you, Simply Elegant Catering and Bethany, and keep on cooking simply and elegantly. We'll see you next time.